Hello, I am with
Just Amsterdam.
and today I will be interviewing them about their upcoming album and other things. Questions from fans.
Do we have fans?
From the 3 people on the internet that I could
I think
message.
the people who tolerate us, right? Yeah.
Shout out to our one and only fan, Dr. Pronouns. Love you, Dr. Pronouns.
Clancy never answered me, by the way, so no questions are from Clancy.
Our only fan doesn't want to talk to us. They don't want to know. They'll ruin the magic. What magic?
There is no magic in Just Amsterdam.
No, only
just
pain.
politics. So the most commonly asked question that I get when I meet your fans at shows or online is how you guys came to be as a band, how you came up with that idea, how you came up with the name.
You know, I actually remember the day quite vividly. I think it was me, Wax, and Randy. We were eating in the cafeteria in Mohawk together, and he's like, "Oh, hey, dude, do you want to start a punk band?" I was like, "Yeah." And then eventually we were in practice together, and we got Cara in on it. And there was this guy, Woodley. We were going to have him on, but he wasn't really about it.
Shout out
and
Woodley.
Josh, too, I think.
Yeah, I actually don't have too much to say since I was actually the last person to join the band. I was walking by a practice room after a class or a private lesson or something, and I heard the 5 of them. They were in Wax's original practice room at Mohawk College. Wax and Josh. Yeah, they were practicing in Wax's drum room, and I walked by and I heard it, and I just sort of walked in and I was like, "Hey, mind if I join?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, we can have 2 bass players," because at the time it was these 3, and then Joshua Cox and Woodley Watson. Woodley is a fellow bass player of mine, still good friends, and Josh plays the drums. So it was a 2 drummer, 1 bass, 2 guitar band. And then I walked in, and we doubled up on everything. And then Woodley and Josh, after that, were like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't really want to be in this." But I stuck around because I'm loyal.
And Woodley, if you're listening to this, I still have that crack on my phone that you knocked it out of my hand. I never forgot it. And I have to live with it to this day.
How we chose the name is a bit vague, I'd say. It's pretty vague.
We were all so fucked up.
There's no... that's not true. But it was very much just like... we were, again, in my practice room, right?
Yeah, so loud.
And yeah, people did not like us for this. We should not have been practicing in there. But yeah, for the name, it was just the 4 of us in a room just literally just spitballing, just saying anything that came to mind.
And I said Amsterdam.
Yeah, Cara hit us with Amsterdam, and then we did a quick Google, like, there is Amsterdam already.
And then I said...
And Cara's like, well, we'll just be Just Amsterdam. And we're all like, it's so dumb, but we'll go with it. And then we never picked a new one. And now we're stuck with Just Amsterdam, I guess.
I've had so many people come up to me and like other musicians, and I tell them, "Yeah, I'm in a band called Just Amsterdam," and they nod at me and they go, "That's a good name, memorable."
So I approached all my friends with the idea of it, and the reason why it's kind of funny, because I actually got dumped over the winter break. Obviously, looking back on it, I couldn't tell how close it was to ending, but looking back on it, I do now, and recognize it took a lot of energy to deal with. So when it did end, I had all this, I was sad, but I had all this energy, right? I was like, well, I feel like I woke up and well, what do I do with my day now? It's like, I'll play, I did what I did before, and I started a band. Initially, yeah, it's like a straight up, hardcore, DOA, Fugazi, all that shit. But then, as I learned more about music, and as, my band members brought in more influences from their own, listening, obviously very different from mine, we kind of grew into this weird sort of hybrid of everything, which is cool. That's how you get memorable.
All right, so tell me about the new album. What do we expect from the new songs, the new vibe, the transition that Just Amsterdam is taking?
Man, what to say about the new sound? It's just cleaner. We really the songwriting is a vast difference. There are some songs on the first album that we had a hand in that were not. Shout out Quiet Town for being terrible. Shout out Quiet Town for sucking.
Yeah, I hate Quiet Town. Not gonna lie, out of everything on that first album, Quiet Town, not our best work. The issue with that first album, in my mind, is tainted because of the way we play those songs live has never been the way they are played on the album. Interlude's the only one that survives when played live, because everything else, we recorded the album and then went to live shows with, and like, these suck to play. But then you look at this new album and it's like, they're all recorded almost exactly how we play them live.
Yeah, I think we mentioned earlier on the production and everything, right? I wanted to touch on that because that's where that's kind of my realm. But yeah, there's been a lot of both in just like myself learning how to do things better, and also I've got some new equipment. I got new speakers before we started mixing, new mics, new process. So we have 2 snares on that album, and I've also refined like in terms of learning how to mix and like my workflow and how to set up mics. I've gotten so much better than album 1. I listened to album 1, and even though the songs are good, I just cringe at the production. We took a whole lot more time and a whole lot more care and like an actual process for this album. And I think just every song has like a quality to it. It's not a weak or sort of phoned in song. Every song we've kind of spent a good amount of time. I spent a good amount of time looking at how to set it up, how to mix it. We spent a good amount of time practicing and recording it. And again, I think playing them live before really helped us develop them.
But so I can talk about Faster Than Rain. That's cool. Sweet. Okay. The inspiration I got it from was there was this girl I was into, and my best friend at the time, she liked him more. So I kind of wrote it about that and about the way it made me feel. And besides that, I got to admit, it was kind of rushed, but I knew when I was starting the... what was that one line? I was like... I knew I had something when I got it there. And maybe it's embarrassing to say, but I showed my mom. I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, that's fire. That is what."
Yeah.
Honestly, dude.
But because it's got that sort of like 1, classic rock feel, and 2, it's got that aggressive time change that I feel like has to be organic. Yeah. So it was done like Chris plugged straight into the thingy, and then we had Chris and Wax do it live off the floor. We couldn't do the whole band because I don't have enough inputs on my interface. We did it live off the floor, and they did a great job of playing in time. I gotta say, usually when I do that, it's really hard to record overdubs over it, but it was intuitive, and it was just like playing it, which is really like big on Chris and Wax for pulling that together.
A cold Tuesday, 5th of the month, was descending like